With all the traveling the athletes have to do, it certainly takes a toll on their work and on their home lives. With Florida head coach Ron Zook getting his first homecoming victory under his belt, he now has the taste of Outback on his mind. Although the start of official training camp has yet to begin, fans are already flocking to the Miami Dolphins practice facility in the hopes of catching a glimpse of newly signed quarterback Brian Griese, who may be the Dolphins' future. Now that football season is winding down, you'll need something else to occupy your mind, and I'll need something else to talk about. Jabbar Gaffney made a name for himself with the Florida Gators, and now he's trying to make a name for himself in the NFL with the Houston Texans. Everyone wants to be strong and look good. People will take about anything they think will give them the edge they need. Baltimore Orioles pitching prospect Steve Beckler did that and died this week from heat stroke, complicated by the dietary supplement ephedrine. Professional athletes are not the only ones ingesting the weight loss and energy-enhancing herb, though. A lot of people think it's safe.
The thing about ephedrine, it's like anything else. It works if you follow the guidelines for it. There's directions on every bottle. You read them, you use it right, your product can have any problems.
That's not exactly what the experts think.
We have this idea that, we're being protected. Anything that is on the shelf is safe. And as far as drugs are concerned, yes, FDA, approves them after huge clinical trials. But food supplements don't have to be approved by FDA.
Ephedrine is actually derived from the ma huang plant, and it has some close neighbors that aren't exactly healthy.
But ephedrine, incidentally, is only one molecule away from the drug methamphetamine. In fact, a synonym for methamphetamine is desoxyephedrine. By the way, chemically, ecstasy and ephedrine are closely related. Ecstasy is methylene dioxymethamphetamine. All of these compounds are in the same family. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. Ecstasy and ephedrine are not the same thing.
Regardless, some people are still willing to take the risk.
Sometimes fun costs you, so sometimes the games are going to cost you a little bit.
You can find Nate Pendell on the University of Florida campus in the Occupational Therapy Department of Shands every weekday. Maybe from behind a desk you can't tell, but Pendell can't walk. From looking at him, you might not realize he plays for the United States national basketball team either, wheelchair basketball. When he's not with the U.S. national team, Pendell plays for the 4th-ranked Michigan Thunderbirds in the National Wheelchair Basketball Association. That's right, he has to travel.
And there's only 9 teams across the United States in Division I, and that's the most competitive league. And if you want to play at that level, then you have to basically make the sacrifice to play with a team that is out of your area. Right now, there's not a Division I team in Florida, which we're trying to work on right now.
Reggie Colton also lives in Gainesville, where he too works as an occupational therapist, but he has to travel to Texas, where he plays for the 2nd-ranked Dallas Mavericks. Wheelchair basketball has allowed Colton to go places most people only dream of.
I have a chance to visit 14 different countries, been on the United States national team several times, and that's just a wonderful experience to go overseas and play and compete for the United States.
With all the traveling the athletes have to do, it certainly takes a toll on their work and on their home lives.
It's tough at times because I have a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and my wife is pregnant at the time, so it's a bit tough.
Colton's coach, Doug Jones, used to play for the Mavericks before he retired and headed to the sidelines. Just like Gator basketball head coach Billy Donovan, Jones is intent on leading his team to the championship.
This week we leave for the National Wheelchair Basketball Tournament, which is our championship tournament. We'll be playing in Phoenix.
Even though Colton and Jones represent a competing team, they and Pendell remain friends due to their close proximity, and they even travel together. Each team of the National Wheelchair Basketball Association is responsible for its own funding. Some teams, like Dallas, are sponsored by an NBA team, which makes getting money much easier. Players of the NWBA are not paid, so they're not considered professional athletes. Regardless, despite their disabilities, they play a game even some able-bodied people can't. That just goes to show.
If you want something bad enough, you can do it. You just have to, really want it.
Ryan Mackman, News 5. Two hot arms taking the mound last night, Marlins at Montreal. Mark Redmond coming off 2 complete games for the Fish, facing off against Livan Hernandez, looking for his own back-to-back complete game victories. First inning, Big Red hangs one over the plate. Jose Vijo says, "See ya." 3-run shot. Not a good first inning for Mark Redmond. He gives up 4 runs. A strong outing for former Marlin and World Series MVP Hernandez. He puts the Canadian freeze on Derek Lee in the second inning. Bottom of the frame. Montreal makes it 5-zip. Orlando Cabrera, the RBI single to center. Levon in cruise control, blanking his former team through 7 innings. And then in the 9th, Juan Encarnacion with the comebacker. Levon goes wire to wire for his second consecutive complete game, 7-1 the final. The morning after isn't easy, but the show must go on with or without Zoe. The Heat play their final game of the NBA, Pepsi Summer League. They finished up the competition against the Pistons, falling to Detroit 75-68. The game did have some bright moments, though. Rookie Dwayne Wade scoring with first impressions. He added a team-best 13 points. Miami finishes 3-2. WNBA in New York, the best of the East and West facing off in yesterday's All-Star game. The West dazzles the crowd. Sue Bird turns a deflected pass into 2. West leading 16-8. The East comes back. Tamika Catchings from downtown extends the lead 46-34. The West leading scorer Lisa Leslie out with an injury after scoring 17 points. Watch her right knee. She would leave the game, but the West takes it 84-75. One of NASCAR's hottest rookies looks to continue his impressive run today. Casey Mears won his first Busch pole for yesterday's Tropicana 300 at Chicagoland. Not a whole lot of drama in this one. Bobby Hamilton took the lead from Mears on lap 3 and dominated the rest of the way. He led 186 of 200 laps and finishes 4.5 seconds ahead of second place Matt Kenseth. The victory is Hamilton's second of the season and third of his Busch career. Mears finished 4th. Return to Chicagoland today, same time, same station. The Tropicana 400 coverage starts at 2:30 here on NBC. And hey, why watch the race alone? Join Joe Rose for the Championship Trophy Tour Party this afternoon, this time at the Hooters at Las Olas Riverfront. And that's a look at sports. I'm Ryan Mackman. More news is next.